You're watching Let's Chat.
We're glad to have you back as we continue this Monday edition of Let's Chat. Joining us now is Teresa Nix. If Teresa's name sounds familiar, it should. She is the founder and CEO of Downside Up. Teresa Nix, we say good morning to you.
Good morning.
A lot of folks may not be familiar with what Downside Up is. Fill us in.
Okay. At Downside Up, we help children with disabilities and their families build community through our creative spaces and experiences. So we have a space downtown on 11th Street. We do family camps at Camp Lookout usually. So we have a few different things for all age groups.
And you bring a certain unique personal perspective to this, correct?
Yes. My little boy is 9 and he has Down syndrome. And when he was about 2, I started my nonprofit.
When did you find out that your son, whose name, by the way, is Everett, correct?
Yes.
When did you find out Everett had Down syndrome?
The day after he was born, a nurse came through and just said, you might need to stay a little bit extra because we think he might have Down syndrome. And so that's, it happened after he was born. And
what went through your mind at that point?
I was a little bit older, so it was already kind of expected that something could be different. And then, but it was my first child. And so, he just looked like any other cute little squishy baby. And, but we were, we started Googling and thinking of all the worst case scenarios that anyone would go through, just worried. And so, but then we prayed about it and we met with people and we learned so many different things from other parents. And so I just wanted to be that kind of ambassador for other parents, going through the same things, that it's going to be okay.
Do you think there's sort of a common bond that families with Down syndrome children have? And if so,
yes.
How would you label that bond? what would you say that bond is?
One of our taglines is, we are a family for families who have children with disabilities, because it feels like you're automatically family. And even in a grocery store, if you see somebody else with a child with a disability, you're automatically drawn to them and you get it. You just automatically get it. So we're family and support each other.
All right, you say that your group provides support, education, and encouragement for families of children with disabilities. Can you be a little more specific on that?
Yes, we try to help the entire family. A lot of times there are things that are just for the child with a disability or just for the siblings who have are typically developing, or just for the caregiver. But we try to take care of the caregiver. We try to help every single age group. So from when they're born and the family then, and then when they're older individuals with disabilities, trying to help them get jobs, trying to help them have a community. So we're trying to help the entire unit and not just the child with a disability.
And how do you help, say, siblings of a child with Down syndrome? How do you help them? Because a lot of times, and I know this from experience, it can be easier for those kids to get help from someone who is not their mom or their dad.
Yeah. And just knowing, especially at our family camp, when we have typically developing siblings and they're doing activities with other families who have, they can understand each other. The siblings can hang out together and they're on a whole different, they're learning different things too, because a lot of times the family is directed towards the therapies and the things that the child with a disability needs. And sometimes the sibling gets, taken along or left out.
Left behind a little bit. It's a good way to put it. Do you have a family camp coming up here anytime soon?
We're, because of COVID, we've done some different things with that and had it at our space, but we're looking towards August 5th through 7th. So we're trying to, that's our projected date for that.
Any idea where that would be yet, or is that a little too early to announce?
We usually go to Camp Lookout, but since it's been full every single time with 150 campers and counselors, we are looking for a little bit of a bigger place. So I'm not sure, we haven't gotten it yet, but we do have day camps already scheduled on our website for pre-K through 5th. So that's already available.
And tell us what you do.
Break camp.
And tell us what you do at these day camps.
Art, music, we have special ed teachers who are there. We have counselors from different colleges and universities in the area who are either SPED teachers or going to be an OT or PT. So we do a little bit of everything, try to keep them active. But there aren't very many camps available for kids with disabilities, so it's kind of unique. And
I think one of the points that Teresa is making that I want to make to you, the things they do at this particular day camp, the same thing that happens at day camps all around the country for kids that don't have any sort of disability or different ability, as the case is. Teresa Nix, thank you very much. How do we find out more information about you and your group and what's going on with it?
Go to our website. We have an art auction coming up this weekend. We have a dance night this Friday. Be Caffeinated has a 10% that they're giving us on Thursday. So this week is a huge week for us. So look at our website.
Teresa, thanks so much for joining us. Hope you have a wonderful rest of the week and a very, very productive, busy end to the week, especially with everything you guys have coming up this weekend. Teresa, thank you again. Again, the name of the organization, Downside Up. We'll see you tomorrow here at 10.